Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. Welcome again to another vlog. And in this vlog, it's just a little tip on how to sew some fabric. There are some fabrics that are a little bit tedious or complicated to sew. I have a lace here that I'm working with right now. Okay, this is it. And this lace, if you look at the lace very well, you can see that this lace has both stones and petals on it. I think, let me get another one that is more clear. Okay, this is it. You can see that it's having pearls and at the same time petals. You can see very well. It has both petals and pearls. And during the course of cutting and sewing, these pearls and petals also appears on your seam line, or where you're going to stitch it, your stitching line, your seams line. So what are you going to do to be able to take off these pearls and petals and some stones as well on it and beads that are here? What you have to do is, for it to be easy for you to sew, you have to remove these things, remove the petals, remove the pearls, and also remove the stones along your seams line, so that it will be very easy. Otherwise, you won't be able to sew it. They will keep breaking your needles, as the case is. So to be able to remove them, you need some things. The tips is, I have here with me hammer. Yes, hammer. This part of the things you use to break the pearls that is on the body of the cloth. And at the same time, sometimes you can also use plier. When you open the plier and put it on the pearls and just press it, like, let's take this for example. This is the pearl here. This is the pearls, and what you need to do is just to open the plier, put it there, and then break it. But interestingly, some pearls are not the same. There are some that are quite strong. To break it, it's difficult, and that's the case with this very one that I'm working on right now. This pearls is really tough. I'm telling you, it's tough. I used the hammer first of all. I tried to break it with the hammer. The hammer, it did not break. Then I decided to say, okay, maybe, first of all, I started with a plier. I tried to break it. With all effort, it didn't break, and I'm going to bring the hammer to break it, and it was, it didn't respond to me. So I knew that this one is a talk of war. So what did I do? Another thing I can use right now is this. You can use the blade. This is a razor blade. I can use the blade and gently work on pulling it out with the blade. That's why I can pull the seat. I know that this is really gonna take my time to be removing in all the pieces that I have made from this cloth. So I decide, okay, so many people, most especially the upcoming tailors and fashion designers, to be the younger ones in the business, or those who are having interest, will be wondering how this is done. So I said, let me show you how this is done. You have to use blade now when it is so difficult. And at the back of this thing, you'll see that it has some irons. Those irons are what they are using to secure the pearls there. So I have to gently remove all of them down. And then again, these petals on it, I'm removing the petals gently, because I'm going to reuse the petals in some of the places, maybe to do something on the neckline, and in some point that I remove it, I can fix it back. I will use something like this. This is a gum here that inserts into this gum gun. This is the gun here. So the gum is here. So you now push it in here, plug it in electricity, and switch it on. Then it will melt it, and you use it to stick it back, depending on. And at the same time, you can use all this kind of adhesive, multi-purpose adhesive, like this one I have here. there are different types of these adhesive in the market that you can use on clothes as well to stick things on when you remove them. At the same time, you can as well secure it using hand needle to stitch some of it to secure it properly, in case, though it depends on how well the person used the cloth. If it's a cloth that is used regularly, it will after a while started pulling up. But when you use thread and needle to secure, most especially the petals, it will stand as it came from the cloth originally. Then again, for you to be able to cut this kind of cloth, which is always giving issues to cut, the very first thing you have to do is, first of all, cut the underlining. After cutting the underlining, then you can place the underlining on your main fabric, lay it on your main fabric, and then you'll be able to cut out what you cut from the underlining. And that's the best way to go about cutting fabrics that are a little bit difficult to handle, a little bit tedious or complicated to handle. It makes it easy for you to do your work just easily. Take for instance, this is what I did. After I cut this underlining, I put it on top of the main fabric, pin it down. You can see that I have pins on it. If you will notice, there are pins there. Pin it down on the main material. You can see the pins there, and then cut it out easily without giving you stress. So right now I'm going into work, because already I've removed some of the petals. These are some of the petals that I gently remove, because I'm going to still use it back. And then for the pearls too, I might need to use the pearls at some places. So I am now keeping the pearls. It's much to do, so I want to just sit down and get into work fully, so that I will be able to sew at once. When I start sewing, I will just sit on a machine and start sewing without any distraction coming from any pearls or petals that is on the way. So that's what I want to do. I just say let me share the tips, because it will help. I know these tips will help someone somehow. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Please, if this is your first time coming in here, I'd like you to click on the subscription button there, subscribe, and please like it as well, like this video as well, and click the bell notification beside the subscription button, so that when another time I upload a video, you will be able to get notification. Thank you so much for watching. Until another vlog, bye bye.